In this video I'm going to be showing you how I create my custom YouTube thumbnails. So I've been contacted by a couple of people now over my email address on how I've created my YouTube thumbnails. That's what I want to cover in this video. To start with, we need to create a template within Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop, and what I have open here is my YouTube thumbnail template. You can see I have my branding up the top left corner. Down here we have the text for what the video is, and then we have a background which represents an element from the video. So what I want to do first is, as I said before, we want to create a template that we can alter every time we create a new video. I'm going to come over to File, New, and I'm going to create a new file that is the same size as my video. So I output in Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080, which is the numbers you saw on the screen. If you're using a different resolution, like 4K for example, you might want to create a document that's the same size as your video output. So with 1920, 1080 and 300 pixels per inch inputted, I'm going to click Create. So the very first step with creating a template is we need to create some borders so that we don't put content too close to the edge of our thumbnail. To do that, I'm going to use guidelines, and you can get guidelines by dragging them from the rulers, like so. But what I found is the easiest way to do this is to come up to View and New Guide. What I'm going to do is have the guide 50 pixels in from the edge. So the first one, we're going to type in 50. That puts a guide in over the left hand side that is 50 pixels in from the edge. We're going to come over here and back to New Guide. We're going to do another 50 on the horizontal, and there we have the top line at the top, which is 50 pixels down from the top. And we're going to do the other two. So for the horizontal, we have 1080 is the total pixel height. So it will be, to calculate this, it will be 1080 minus 50, which comes out at 1030. Click OK, and there's our bottom line. And the last one is the right hand line, which will be 1920 minus 50, which will work out at 1870. Click OK. Now what you want to do with these guides is you want to make sure you don't put no content that's inside of or outside of those guides, so that there's nothing close to the edge that's going to distract or get cut off potentially. So next what we want to do is I want to bring in my logo. Now this is my logo that I'm currently using, and what you want to do is you want to brand your thumbnails the same as your company or your personal branding. Now, this is my personal branding, so we're going to be using that on the thumbnails, and we're also going to colour the thumbnails the same. So with the Move tool selected, I'm going to click, drag up to my new document and release. That's going to place the logo into my image. And to keep things nice and easy, I am going to create a smart object out of this. We can select the layer, and before I do that, I'm just going to call it logo. And I'm going to right click and then come up to this option here that says Convert to Smart Object. Now that I've converted it to a smart object, I can size it down or resize it back up without losing pixel information. For now, I'm just going to turn it off because we want to deal with the background elements now. So I'm going to select my pen tool, and I'm just going to zoom out by pressing the Control and the minus key to zoom out. And I'm going to click some points down. Now I'm not going to cover how to use the pen tool on this tutorial. I have got others that do that, but they do need updating. I'm just going to click and put some points down. Okay, now I want to select individual points. What I can do there is just press the Control button and just click on the points. And I'm just going to move these, just like that. Then I want to right click inside here and create a selection, making sure we have 0 pixels for the feathering, and click OK. I'm going to come down to the new adjustment layer icon, click on solid colour, and then I'm going to select white. That's going to be the basis for our logo. Okay, next what I want to do is grabbing the pen tool again. I'm going to create another layer. And go to about there will do. Exactly the same as before. Right click inside, make a selection. And I'm just going to turn the logo back on because we want to be picking from the actual logo itself. Pick a solid colour, and instead of picking from the colour picker here, I'm going to pick the colour from my logo. Now that's done, I'm just going to bring that down underneath. And you can see there we've got a nice little branding going on our thumbnail. Next, let's select the logo, bring him up to the top. Free transform again, Control T. And I'm just going to resize this, holding the Shift key down to constrain the proportions. Okay, and there's our logo in place. The next step that we need to do is we need to create an area for our text to go. And this is quite easy to do. Grabbing the rectangular marquee tool, I'm going to select on our guide at the bottom, drag it out and up. Again, a new adjustment layer, solid colour, in black. I'm going to move it below all of our layers and then reduce the opacity to 50%. I can also remove that layer just there. Next, we want the type tool. And I'm just going to put some text in here and call it title. And I will leave everything as it is because again we are just doing a template that you can later edit as much as you want. So what we've done there is we've created a template that you can now use to create all your future YouTube thumbnails. Now, for the next part, which is actually creating the thumbnail, I'm going to go back to my original template. So I'm going to close this down. I'm going to close my logo down. And this is my original template. Now what I want to show you is how I've organised this. We have a folder called images. This has all the images from past thumbnails, just in case I need to alter anything. We've got a vignette. We've got an image frame design. This is where all of the design for the text goes. I did have an elaborate one with all film strip and everything, but I've deleted that since. I like the simplicity of this. We've got the text layer and we have a DH fashion look, which is from my smooth skins set. That just alters the colours just a little bit. And then we have our logo on top. Now you notice when I created this particular thumbnail, I didn't create smart objects for my logo, which means if I want to alter it, I would have to recreate it, which is why I suggest to you, you always use smart objects. Now with that done, what we want to do is load up a video. So I'm going to come over to my videos for the how to make a custom diffuser. Now we have the output here, but I know a fact the one I want isn't in there. It's going to be in the Canon 8D one, which is this one here when I'm holding the actual flash in my hand. We'll open that up. Now Photoshop automatically recognises the fact that it's a video and gives you a nice timeline at the bottom of the screen. That's just down here. So let's just zoom in just a little bit. And what we want to do is just basically scrub through it until I find, oh there you go. So we find somewhere where I'm holding the camera. And that's going to scrub through frame by frame. I need the camera to be in focus and myself not pulling a funny face. So let's have a look here. There we go. Let's choose that one. So now we've found a frame, we can come up to select, all, copy, or edit, copy, come back to our thumbnail, and come down to the image folder, and I'm going to create a new layer, and then edit, paste. So now I can close this group here. That is the group there is basically for video, but we're not using video no more. I'm going to close my video as well, making sure I don't save any changes. And the last step that we need to do is to alter the title of the thumbnail. Now for that, what I'm going to do is a quick tip here. If you name your video when you're outputting it from Premiere exactly as your title needs to be, this can make things very easy. If I come to open, I'm going to come back to output, which is where my finished video is. Right click, rename, Control C to copy, and just click cancel. Then from there I can just select my text and paste it in. Now obviously the text is a little bit too big for our template, so we're going to just press enter, click OK, and now because of that we just want to move the text up a little bit. There we go, and that's it. That's all we need to do. So there you go, that's how I create my custom YouTube thumbnails. You can see how easy it is once you have a template to be able to create thumbnails. If you found this video useful, then please like it and comment down below. And indeed, if you like this type of content and you want to see more free content like this, then subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon to get notified when new videos go live. My name is Stewart Wood, and I will see you on the next video.